Hello, my name is Hayden Overman, and this video today will show you how to use our 2B data display and graphing software to transmit data from any of our instruments. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to our home page. The URL is listed up here at the top of the screen. Once you are on the home page of our website, you're going to want to navigate to the download section of the website. Once you click on the downloads tab about halfway down the page, there's going to be another software tab that you'll want to click on. Once you access the software tab, the 2B data display and download is the top option. So go ahead and click on that. Once you go ahead and click on that option, a new pop-up is going to appear, and we're going to get a little bit of information from you, a first name, a last name, and an email address before the actual installation for the software is going to start. So once you've entered this information, go ahead and click Get Software, and then the download will start on your computer. I already have the software downloaded on my computer, so I'm going to skip that step. However, please note that the software download is very straightforward and very easy. So once you have the software downloaded on your computer, you're going to be ready to hook up the instrument to your computer. For our example, I'm going to use our personal ozone monitor, so I've got a picture of how to attach the personal ozone monitor to your computer. The two cables you're going to need is the audio to serial cable, this black one here, that's provided with the instrument. The audio end attaches to the audio port on the personal ozone monitor, and the serial end is going to attach to a USB to serial converter that you're going to then plug into your computer. One important thing to note is with this serial to USB converter, you need to download the driver associated with the converter in order for it to actually work and register on your computer. The driver is shipped with the converter in the form of a CD that's included in the packaging. So if you have a CD port on your computer and you have the CD ready available, that's one way that you can download the driver. The alternative method would be to go to the manufacturer's website. For our cords, that is TrendNet, and then you can search the website via model number and find an online version to download the driver that way. So once you have the driver successfully installed, now you're ready to start using the 2B data collection software. I'm going to show another example here of how you would hook up one of our other instruments to a computer. This is our Model 202. So with the Model 202, it's shipped with a 9-pin to 9-pin female serial cable. You're going to connect one end to the back of the instrument, and then the other end of that serial cable can either connect directly to a computer, or as in the picture here, you're going to use a USB to serial converter to actually hook up to the computer. Same as with the personal ozone monitor, if you choose to go the USB to serial method, then you're going to want to make sure that the appropriate driver is installed for that converter. So now that you have the instrument hooked up, I would recommend going to the device manager on your computer so that you can determine which COM port you actually have the instrument connected to. So once the device manager goes ahead and boots up here, about halfway down the page, there's going to be a ports option, so go ahead and click on that. If everything is installed correctly, you should see an option that reads USB to serial converter. For my computer, that's going to be COM port 4. You're going to want to remember this information when you go into the data display software, because you need to match the COM port with the one listed here in the device manager in order for the data to be transmitted correctly. So after you've successfully established which COM port the instrument is connected to, you're ready to open the 2B data display application and start transmitting data. Once the software actually opens up, the first thing that you're going to want to do is select the proper device. This can be done by going to the settings drop down here, and the top option is going to be select device. If you click on the drop down menu, you can see all of the different device options that we have with 2B data display software. For our demonstration, I'm going to use the personal ozone monitor, so I'm going to select that and then click OK. The next thing that you're going to want to do is configure the connection settings, for the device. That can also be done by going to the settings drop-down menu and clicking on connection settings. So once the connection settings open, the first thing that you're going to want to do is select the appropriate COM port that you determined by looking at the device manager. Next, you can set the baud rate for the instrument. For the personal ozone monitor, there is only one baud rate, which is automatically set to 19,200, so you won't have to worry about that if you're using a personal ozone monitor. However, if you're using one of our other products, the default baud rate is more often than not 2400, so you're going to want to make sure that the baud rate listed here says 2400 and it matches the baud rate that you have selected on the instrument. You do have the option, if the instrument has the availability, to increase the baud rate so that you can transfer data a little bit faster. However, you want to make sure that the baud rate that you have selected on the instrument matches the baud rate that you have programmed in the data display software, or the two will not be able to communicate. So once you have the baud rate properly established and it matches the instrument, you're going to want the parity to be always set to none, the data bits will be set to 8, and the stop bit will be set to 1. So now you can go ahead and click Save since you have the connection settings configured correctly. So now you're ready to actually start transmitting data from the device. This can be done by clicking the Start button here in the top left-hand corner of the screen underneath the instrument data capture. Once you click the Start button, the program is going to create a text file for you. So go ahead and click Save. Once the text file has been generated, now you're going to start getting data received into the data application itself. So every 10 seconds, this waiting for data will switch to receiving when a new data point is entering the software. This will change depending on what averaging time you have selected. You'll get 1 data point every hour. If you have a 1 hour averaging selected, 1 data point every 2 seconds. If you have 2-second output selected, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, we're starting to receive data every 10 seconds into the software. There's a few different ways that you can view this data. If you go to the Buffer tab, it's just simply the serial data stream, which is comma delimited. If you go to the Charts tab, then you can actually graph ozone concentration versus a number of variables on the x-axis. The default variable is going to be time. However, you can change that to cell temperature, you can change that to cell pressure, you could change that to photodiode voltage if you're looking at diagnostics, or if you just leave it blank, it's going to be a timestamp by default. So now you can go ahead and click Stop, and the program is going to create a CSV file for you as well, and you can go ahead and click Save. So the next thing that I'll show you is how to transmit data that you have stored actually in the data logger on one of the instruments using the software. So the process is going to be the same. You'll click Start in order to create the text file associated with the data that you're about to transmit. And then on the actual instrument itself, you're going to need to trigger transmission of the data. So for the personal ozone monitor, this is done by holding in the button on the right-hand side of the instrument that looks kind of like a U-turn. Once you enter the menu, the DAT submenu is going to be the first option on the left. So you're going to want to select that by again clicking the button on the right-hand side of the instrument. And then you're going to want to select the XMT option, which is on the left-hand side of the submenu. And you can select it by using the button on the right hand side as well. So now the instrument will read transmitting, and then you'll see a receiving appear up here in the top left hand corner of the data display program. And now you're receiving all of the log data that was stored in the logger, and this can be evident by the increasing log numbers that are present in the log column here on the left hand side that were not present in the previous example when you were just viewing real-time data and not data that was stored in the logger. So once all of the data has been successfully emptied from the logger, you can go ahead and click Stop up here, and it's going to save a CSV file for you as well. This concludes the video of how to successfully transmit data using our 2B Data Displays application with any of our instruments. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 303-273-0559. Again, that is 303-273-0559. Or you can reach us by email at techsupport@two, B as in boy, tech.com. Thank you and have a good day.